Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, back inside the Wrestling Paradox podcast. Can you tell that wasn't edited in? That was me. What's up, buddy?
Hello,
What's going on, man?
living the dream.
I like the shirt. If we got you two chains like this, you mean you'd be twins, twinsies.
I'm not that ugly.
Oh, oh. What's going on, man? What's today? Fuck, it's Friday, isn't it? We are reviewing AEW, their best show of the year, by far. By far. By far. No?
Nope.
Why not?
Tell me how the matches made sense.
We'll get into it. First thing we got to get into is our sponsorship, and that's M&J Ecological, 305-697-2258. Make sure you guys contact Marcus at M&J Ecological if you have any comments, if you have any concerns about any reptiles, anything like that inside your household, snakes, whatever you got. M&J Ecological will take care of it, servicing you from Miami-Dade up to West Palm Beach. 305-697-2258. Now, Christopher.
Yes.
What is going on? How do you feel? There's been big news all about everything. We have big news about AEW and Impact crossing over. USA Network is ordering that WWE starts being more darker for them. They want to be more. So the whole show's gonna be Aleister Black, apparently. We have CCW announcing that they have signed Brian Cage.
Yes, we were retweeted and liked by him.
What the fuck? Brian Cage. That's fucking what? Yo, I fanboyed the fuck out yesterday. Like, I know we mentioned CCW and Benny Blanco's probably at his fucking phone, like, oh, they're gonna talk about me. Yay. No, Benny Blanco, you ain't shit. Michael L. Ray, I'm done with both of you clowns, clown shoes. I'm sorry, not even clowns. You guys are fucking clown shoes. We'll see you guys sometime soon. It won't be January 9th. Don't get your hopes up too much. I'm gonna spare y'all January 9th. We will see you February 20th in Nashville if you decide to show. I'm done with y'all clowns, man. You fucking
show me the Carfax.
Oh, Benny Blanco, just God, there's something about his face. I just want to fucking put him in a wall. But I already gave him the meat and potatoes at where we go? Fort Pierce. What show was that?
Breaking Chains, Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. Yeah, you already got the meat and potatoes. All right, bro. Don't get beat up again. Anyway, let's get back into it. AEW review, Benny, right there for you. All right, AEW review.
Oh, also, and we were quote tweeted by Riley Madison.
I know for our post on Alex Ocean being our number one deathmatch wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah,
that's very biased. I don't give a shit, dude. I fucking love watching Alex Ocean matches right now. I don't know if it's because we talk to the guy, because we hang out with the guy. Like, I don't know if that's what it is, but fuck, it's fun to watch his matches. It really is.
Yeah, no, his matches tell a story, even though it's deathmatch, gusset boards, and like to the shit, but they tell stories.
They definitely do. So let's get into this. We appreciate all the quotes and retweets. We are definitely growing exponentially on Twitter and on YouTube. YouTube's been amazing. I know we almost got 3,000 views on Nelio's Nelio, the president of CCW. We got about 3,000 views on his video alone. So things have been rolling pretty well. We got to get the numbers up on some other videos, but time will come, and we'll get there when we get there. I'm pretty sure. Hoping we get to talk to people like Brian Cage and everybody else that CCW is bringing in. So that's going to help us grow more and more and more. And it's all about content. We're going to continue to put out content and expand from here. Hopefully, I think I want to experiment with Twitch. I need to figure out who's on Twitch, and I want to see.
I mean, it's 2020. You can experiment with whatever you want.
Jesus Christ. There's always one. There's always one in the crowd, and I have them sitting next to me every fucking week.
No, we're across from each other, not next to each other.
Anyway,
so and there's a big crowd behind me. There's like 20,000 behind me.
I think that's Madison Square Garden. There's only 14,000. Calm down.
So I'm just letting you know. I mean, some people have OnlyFans. I have 14,000 fans.
Will Austin has an OnlyFans.
He did. He touched it at Breaking Chains.
I saw him touch. All right, so let's get into this. We open up with the best
By
six-man.
the way, before we get into it, how'd you get back from Puerto Rico so fast?
Me? I'm still in Puerto Rico. I brought everything with me. Different story, different time. We'll get into it because we have those people going to be on the show here in next year in 2021 when they come back. So we'll get into that. For now, we're gonna talk about the best three-man tag
By the
team.
way, when that picture came across, I almost died. Like I literally almost died.
Can I get into this fucking show, please?
I
I did
almost
too.
died.
I was at
almost
work.
died.
I was at work. I showed one of my buddies at work, and I was like, "It's like me." He's like, "Fuck, dude, where are you right now? Is that you? Is that you? What's going on?"
I did this. I go, what?
And then Joey Janela's there too, apparently.
Joey, I'm not gonna say the last name.
Oh, Jelly Nutella.
No. Oh, never mind. We'll fast
Never
forward.
mind. Never
We'll fast
fast.
forward.
I've been trying to fucking fast forward. You fucking won't let me fast forward. You're like Benny Blanco. You're like hanging onto my shoe. Trying to get some clout. Yeah. Anyway, we open up with the best three-man tag team right now in wrestling, and that is John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and Adam. I was gonna say Cole Page. The good, the bad, and the hungry.
Johnny Hungy.
Dude, they are absolutely amazing. Silver has to have somewhere in his system a small person. I see it. Come on. He's not very big in length.
Johnny Hungy.
I can't get over it. He's fucking great. So this match told a story in so many ways. First of all,
What story did it tell? The Diary of Anne Frank?
no, man. What? We saw Dark Order working together. We saw Hardy Party dismantling. Matt Hardy is doing some things that aren't liked by Private Party.
Hey, remember when he like fell on his head and I said he was gonna come back and he was
That
gonna
bump
be
has
like,
nothing to do with it. That bump has had no place in the story whatsoever. Matt
but
Hardy, we have not heard about it.
but he's come back now and he's a different Matt Hardy and he's now gone back to this like Matt Hardy version 2.
What has that bump had anything to do with any of this story? They've not referenced it once. They've not. If you really want to play that story, and I understand what story you're trying to play, I get it. But if you really want to play that story, then you need the commentators to be like, ever since he took that bump against Sammy Guevara, he hasn't been the same. They're not doing that.
I think it's coming up.
They're not doing that at all, though. How are you not building up to something? You're not building up to it. Chris, your theory is dumb. Usually you're very correct in wrestling. I think in this one, you're just being naive and you can't move away from the fact that you already said something stupid. So you're just like, I got to hold on to that. I have to.
No, and tell you he's gonna.
No, I'm
he's
not
gonna
listening
turn
to you.
heel.
I'm not listening. La, 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 la. I have to take my earbuds out. La, 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 la.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. When Sammy Guevara gets kicked out of Inner Circle.
Okay, so let's just move on. Let's move on because you're just rambling on. You're like my grandpa.
If I was your grandpa, first off, you'd have your ass beat every day. That's number one.
No,
number
daddy,
two,
no.
I wouldn't know how to get onto this thing. Oh, what does this N button do?
All right, so let's get into it. So I don't understand Matt Hardy being the 46-year-old man and he's still trying to do all this shit. He can't hang with these young flyers anymore. It's just not something that he can do. I want Matt Hardy in that manager role, kind of like, if he's going to play this whole, I got bumped in the head and things like that, stop performing. Be the manager to Sammy Guevara and take Sammy to the top. I'll go with your stupid little storyline. We'll go with he didn't get injured. It's all work, blah, blah. Be the manager to Sammy. Lead Sammy to where Sammy needs to be led, but lead me when I want to be led. You understand? Does it make sense?
Why is 46-year-old Matt Hardy getting the pin?
He's a heel. He's going to become this heel for Sammy Guevara. Yes, we can agree on that. But it has nothing to do with the stupid fucking bump that he took.
I think Private Party should have gotten the pin, and then Matt Hardy get into a tiff with him after the match, because it just makes Adam Page look terrible.
So we've had Adam Page get eliminated from the Battle Royal by Matt Hardy. Right? Matt Hardy got the pin. No, he didn't say. Alex Reynolds took the pin last night. Pretty sure it was Reynolds who took the pin last night.
Your face took the pin.
Shut up. Here's my issue with these 3-man matches that they do right now in AEW. They all do this thing where they'll tag the one guy, and then that one guy will get in and tag another guy. It's wrestling 101. You cannot tag someone without doing an offensive move. So you just can't get in the ring and tag someone. That's not how any of this works. It's been like that since the beginning of time with 3-man tag matches.
Well, then I unfriend you.
Why?
It was that Geico commercial. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how this Shut up. I'm trying to unfriend this conversation here. All right. And then at one point it's like 3-on-1, and referee Hemsberg or whoever the fuck it is just fucking standing there like, oh, it's 3-on-1. What do we do? The fuck, man? Get those other 2 guys out of the ring. Make it look like you just fucking stand there and let it go down.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls at home that's watching this, do you remember about 10 minutes ago when Joe said, oh, this was the best AEW show?
It was still a great show. Still a great show. Joey Janela got his ass kicked.
We aren't even in past the first match, and he's they shouldn't have this. They do every 3-man match.
Is that what I sound like?
Yeah.
Anyway, so they fucking Matt Hardy Private Party hits their gin and juice finisher on Alex Reynolds. Matt Hardy tags himself in, gets the win, 1, 2, 3, and then basically celebrates by himself. And Private Party's kind of just standing there like, all right. Finally, Mark Quinn changed his fucking hair. He doesn't look like Goopball anymore. Now he looks like Little Yachty. Have you seen this colorful shit he's got going on? Looks good. Who
are we talking about, Mark Quinn or Little
Quinn.
Yachty?
Quinn Yachty. Yachty Quinn.
I couldn't tell you who Little Yachty is. I couldn't pick him up out of a lineup.
He's got rainbow hair. It looked like Mark Quinn last night. The reason I know who he is because Sam likes him. Anyway, so that match is over. All right.
Is he in the Broccoli song?
Yes. So we move in. Sounds like something our kids listen to. The Broccoli song.
Exactly.
So we move into Inner Circle backstage with Officer Barbrady. You have MJF, who's just cutting off Chris Jericho every time Jericho tries to talk. And this was actually a great promo. It was right to the point. It was just boom, 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 and then commercial. When you have a good promo cutter such as MJF, you can't follow that with anything. Just go to commercial. Go somewhere. You know? Yeah. That's how MJF did that last week, where he was like, Orange Cassidy, I'm going to kick your ass, and that's it. Boom. End of commercial. Or right to commercial. That's exactly how it should be every time. So I'm going to let you talk about Cody versus Angelico, because I'm pretty sure this is one of the few matches that you liked. So surely Angelico is like,
no, I didn't like this match.
What?
No, I didn't like this match at all.
I'm like, dude, I'm finally coming around. Are you fucking kidding? I am finally coming around to this show. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start opening my eyes differently. I'm not going to cornet everything and just be like, these fucking guys are all stupid.
No, I like both wrestlers. I like Cody and I like Angelico, but why are they wrestling each other?
And Angelico's the heel and Cody's the face.
So there's not any other heel that Cody could wrestle.
Okay, so now we're going to start pretending this place follows stories. Okay.
But, I mean, they haven't touched the whole AEW, like, since existence.
I do like how they're putting Jericho in these singles matches because they know Jack Evans is a fucking walking flop machine. No, he botches everything.
I'm just gonna let you know, little piece of history. The very first Wrestling Society X on MTV, it was Jack Evans versus Matt Seidel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I went back and watched it was a match because Teddy Hart was in obviously the scene lately and talked about, and I went and watched the Teddy Hart match back in the day. It was Teddy Hart and Jack Evans versus Ray Phoenix, or I'm sorry, El Pentacero, and I forget someone. I don't think it was Ray Phoenix. And I literally watched Jack Evans like fuck up like 6 different things in that match. And Teddy Hart's just standing on the side, like, what the fuck is going on? And Jack Evans is literally a botch fest. He's a walking botch fest. So they're slowly, it looks like trying to like push Angelico to this one side and just kind of like leaving Jack Evans here. And the best thing about Jack Evans is his entrance. He does a flip and walks away.
We missed something too. I mean, we do have to congratulate Cody and Brandy on having a baby.
Okay. So here you go. Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to write your show for the next 2 years for you right here. Okay. So Cody Rhodes, this blonde headed, I'm going to be nice. He sent me this hat because I'm part of the American Nightmare family because I'm writing the show for him. Cody Rhodes is going to disappear for better part of 6 months, right? Towards the end of the pregnancy, then she has the baby and comes back. Cody Rhodes is not going to be Cody when he comes back. He's going to be Cody Rhodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Cody Rhodes is going to say, well, you know, Cody couldn't challenge for the title, but I'm Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes comes back. He takes the title off of Omega, right? And then MJF comes out, and MJF says, hey, look, I beat you. You weren't allowed to challenge for the title. That's bullshit. And then MJF takes the title off of Cody. I just wrote you guys for 2 more years. You guys will be set. Don't worry.
Well, you forgot about a guy too. His name is John Moxley. He's taking time off because his wife's pregnant.
I thought she was pregnant by Dean Ambrose.
Oh, the plot thickens. I just want to know what happens in AEW like during the tapings because like they got pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
No.
Dun, dun, dun. What if Brandy's pregnant by John Moxley and Renee's pregnant by Cody?
In the same room. You dirty, corny cucks.
Somebody dropped a cuck tonight on AEW.
Yes.
I hope you caught it. We'll get
it was the stupidest thing ever. It was the stupidest thing ever.
So this is how I really see it. I see it as Cody's going to come back, challenge for the title. He wins. He's going to take over Bullet Club because Bullet Club's back now, apparently. Right? So
it's really a one night deal.
It's turned into a lot of one-nighters.
No, their match. It's Good Brothers and Kenny versus Rich Swann and Motor City Machine Guns.
That could turn into more. Especially with what Tama Tonka just posted.
He's just pissed because he's not involved.
You saw what he posted, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're holding up Kenny and it just says Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I wrote the show for the next 2 years. Once Cody comes back, he's Cody Rhodes. He can challenge for the title, and then MJF comes to take the title off, and that's how you get the title on MJF.
But I did like how they announced it, though. That was actually pretty cool.
How'd they announce it?
They announced it. I thought it was a holiday commercial, and then they showed Cody and Brandy like putting an ornament on a Christmas tree, and they heard a knock at the door, and they backed away and they looked at each other, and they went back, and it was a small box. And they unwrap the box, and it's a Gucci box, and they pull it out, and it says it's a
Gucci,
and it's a Christmas ornament, and says we're expecting a baby, and it was Gucci shoes in it, and Pharaoh had baby service or service dog for baby in training or something.
Baby security and training.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was a commercial.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I
And to watch Cody get in the ring, get it emotional after seeing it, that touched my heart a little bit. That was actually pretty cool.
I could accept the fact that you're human. I get it. I get it.
But I don't see how Brandy couldn't get in the ring after just saying that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't understand.
I don't know. Let's get back to the match because for me, Angelico is doing something for me. I don't know what it is. I like it. That Navarro death roll is amazing. He's from what I was like hearing between Excalibur spits out shit every once in a while. Apparently, this kid, from what it sounds like, he's like the new Dean Malenko. He's a man of 1,000 holds. Like he has so many different submissions and everything else like that. I mean, Angelico's from South Africa, and then he was influenced to go to Mexico, learn that style. He went to Mexico, and then he went to a couple different places, and Puerto Rico's and places like that. So, I mean, the kid has his background with him. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
He just can't dance.
I love when he comes out. I love that whole that little strut that he does, and then he does like the little oomph, that little 2-step. I like it.
It looks like he's doing the Weekend at Bernie's.
I like it. I don't know. I like it. Angelico, you're growing on me. Keep up the good work, sir.
But I think he could have wrestled somebody different, and it would have been a better match. Because, like, I understand it's a heel and a baby face, blah, 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 whatever. But you could put Angelico up against Kip Sabian, even though they're both heels, but it would have been a better match.
Yeah.
Kip
Sabian's already in the storyline with your boy, though.
Okay, that's even better. Then you have Orange Cassidy come out and just stand on the entranceway.
And then Miro attacks him. Best friends attack Miro. It just doesn't fucking end with these fucking people.
But no, let's put the best friends in a 90-person tag match.
Did you see Darby Allin agree with JR? He's like, yeah, I totally fucking get it. And
yeah, this is coming from somebody that does coffin drops onto 13 people.
And Dax Harwood comes out and he's like, imagine fucking shitting on the one person who knows more about this business than anybody else. Mm-hmm. I think Wardlow not being there. I texted this to you, I believe it was. I'm not sure, but I think Wardlow not being there was more of like a, hey, stay home, handle your shit. And they pulled Brandon Cutler, not only because it wasn't going to be even tag match anymore, but because Brandon Cutler mouthed off to JR.
I think he mouthed off or wrote the tweet after he was told he wasn't going to be on the show.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that's the reason why he said that.
Yeah. Brandon Cutler needs to watch his fucking mouth. Like I get your like young bucks, a little like pretty boy who known him since middle school and shit, but come on, man. Like
he's got 2 contracts, you know that, right?
Cutler?
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess. He has one with BT and one with AEW.
He's one with AEW, and he's got one as one of the graphic editors and designers.
He really needs to shut the fuck up. He has no ring time. He has no fucking mic time. He has no TV time to be mouthing off.
And his wife makes a lot of ring attire for a lot of the AEW wrestlers.
So basically, they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place on this fucking guy. You really can't say nothing to him and be like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Right, basically.
I personally, Cutler does nothing for me.
Yeah, but you got to know his backstory, though. Brandon Cutler wrestled for 2 or 3 years. He quit the business because of the fact that he had a family. And all he would do would help the Bucks would like train and like work out and everything like that.
Ooh, you got a fucking family. You know how many people had fucking families on the road?
And then
days a year?
No. This was before, like he wrestled for 3 years and then he quit the business for like 6 or 7.
Should have quit it fucking longer. Should have quit at 15, 18. Pull a Botavian. Quit for fucking 15 years. Try again in 15 years. No disrespect, Bo. I love you. But like Brandon Cutler literally does nothing.
I think he's a good wrestler.
Of course you do. He's an indie sweetheart.
I think he's a good wrestler. I honestly do.
No, you fucking don't. You're just saying that to get fucking at me. I get it.
Okay.
So anyway.
So let's get back to the Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, fuck Brandon Cutler.
So Cody beats Angelico, or as I call him, Angelico. And
I popped.
then Team Taz comes out after the match. And lo and behold, I texted you on Wednesday night as soon as it happened. Ricky Starks points to Darby Allin and goes, "You and Turtle Boy."
And we've been saying that shit. Not even we. I can't take credit for it. You have been saying he looks like the I Like Turtles kid.
Yep. I said Ricky Starks looks like the I Like Turtles kid, especially when he came out with the face paint. He looks I like turtles.
And it's like, that's why Cody sent me the hat. I know you guys can't see it, but it's signed underneath behind the tag. And we write the fucking show. I can't, everything we say has happened on this goddamn show. And I'm kind of getting tired of it, but thanks for the hat, Cody. American Nightmare. So Team Taz comes out. You have Hook, Starks, newly acquired CCW star Brian Cage. That's how we're gonna start recognizing him now.
Hey, why does Hook look like a smaller, skinnier version of Abyss with no mask?
I can see where you say that. I can see it. Yes. I don't know. I do not know.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that can agree with that. Maybe that's what they're
Joseph Parks.
Or in his later run of TNA, it was Joseph A. Parks Esquire. He was the lawyer to Abyss.
And he's now a backstage consultant for WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I saw him with AJ Styles on SmackDown. I was like, whoa! I know that fucking guy. I know that guy. That's Abyss.
I've actually met him in the Orlando's Ale House.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
It was after
not too long ago at MLW. What, last year?
Yeah, we did.
No, he was in the War Games match.
Yep. It was after, I guess, they did double shot tapings of TNA, and I didn't go to the TNA tapings. I was just in Orlando, and they were sitting at the bar, like at the high tops.
I wouldn't admit that I went to a TNA taping either.
No, but this is when they were in the heyday.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, this was in like 06, 07. So you had it was Abyss, it was Alex Shelley, but Alex Shelley wasn't big at the time, and I want to say it was Jay Lethal.
Did you pop?
No, because Alex Shelley and Jay Lethal weren't big at the time, and you can see I guess it was a weekly thing because they had 3 tables reserved.
Okay.
So
I'm surprised you didn't pop. I'm surprised you weren't.
We were leaving at the time, and they were sitting there, and I turned to my buddy and I go, "Oh, hey, that's Abyss," and he doesn't watch wrestling, so he was like, "Oh, okay."
Fucking loser.
He's like, "The movie?" I was like,
"Yeah, that's the movie Abyss."
The movie. Fucking idiot. And this was back in like I said, 06, 07. So there were the camera phones weren't that great. So it's like, I don't want a picture. I don't want. So you could put pixels together of my face and his face. Like, no, it ain't happening.
So as Team Taz is standing there, they're congratulating Cody. Oh, you're gonna be a dad! Yay, Cody, a daddy! And then they're talking about how they're gonna go down and kick his ass, and then whoosh, winter is coming, because Sting is winter apparently.
I would really love if one time that happens and Elsa gets hologrammed onto the stage, and it's like, let it go.
Well, we know where their production money is going next week. Congratulations, Tony.
No, I already know what's happening next week. I already read the spoilers.
Oh, did you? I didn't.
It was taped last night.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. The Young Bucks retain.
Oh wow! Huge fucking spoiler.
Kip and Penelope Ford's wedding is going to be on the Beach Brawl episode on February 3rd.
They're having a longer engagement than me and Sam.
The only problem is she wants to marry him. Ooh.
Don't shoot your little guns at me. So then all of a sudden Sting comes out. And I love how Hobbs is like, yo, fuck this 61-year-old guy from WCW, and like charges towards Sting. Like I was very happy for Hobbs. I'm like, yeah, fuck that, man. Don't bury your gimmick, daddy. You gotta win, daddy.
What I would have liked, wasn't he holding a chair?
Who, Hobbs?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I do not.
I would have liked if he was holding a chair and then ran at Sting, and Sting would have hit the chair with the bat.
That'd have been a better spot. That'd have been a much better spot. Have him kind of knock it out and give Hobbs that look, like, and then Hobbs like,
no, just hit the chair and then like rattle his hands.
That's what I'm saying. Hit the chair, have Hobbs
and then
like,
he backs up.
Yeah, back up. That would have. You gotta let.
And then he pointed it and he points the bat at him.
Then you gotta let Sting do something, man. You can't just fucking have Sting walk out and go, "Where the fuck am I? Where's Ted Turner?" And then walk away.
Well, I can tell you next week that there's going to be an interview with Tony Schiavone and Sting in the ring, and Tony Schiavone asked him, "Why are you in the AEW?"
Stop. Let's save it for next week. I understand you read the spoiler, but we're not here for this, Chris. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're gonna be here next week though.
You're right. We have a special show coming from the archives.
No, next week's Christmas.
Yeah, so we're gonna post a nice little show for the archives.
Merry Christmas.
We are posting
Happy Crisis.
The watch along.
Merry Chrysler.
Of us inside the Paradox with none other than Apollo Crews.
Disclaimer: this is not suitable for work.
Far from it.
Yeah, keep your kids away.
And it's not the real Apollo Crews. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's number one. And number two, this was before we were affiliated with CCW.
Yeah, this is before. Yeah, please do not hold any of this against us. I'm actually thinking maybe we shouldn't post that episode.
This was from maybe August.
Yeah, we were completely trash that night. We were just watching NXT.
It was NXT from like 6-7 years ago.
It was a great show, though. It was Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe.
Nope, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. There you go.
Oh, you know what I watched last night while I'm falling asleep? I was gonna text you, but it was too late. I watched CZW, Best of the Best 16, and it was from 2017 WrestleCon. The WrestleCon that we went to, Pancakes and Pile Drivers was in the morning. The next show after that was Best of the Best 16, and the opening match was Desmond and Xavier, Leo Rush, Shane Strickland, and Joey Janela in a 4-way.
That match could have been better as a triple threat.
No, actually, it was very, very good.
No, anything with Janela, I just count my hopes out.
And then the next match after that was Michael Elgin, Ace Austin, Alexander James, and Anthony Henry.
You know, I don't want to say this because we were there, and we weren't the podcast or anything like that at that time. We were just fans. Still,
we're just gay. We're just gay lovers. It's fine.
Gay lovers at the time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like wrestling really was like fucking big that weekend.
Well, it was the epicenter of wrestling that week.
You know, but like I understand that side of it, and I don't know if it was because the first time I've seen it like dead in the face like that. We went to probably 6 different shows that weekend, but it was just like I felt like wrestling that weekend like really set the standard for a lot of things.
Well, I think it opened your eyes when we were leaving the Evolve show and you were still somewhat like sober. and you watched Freddie Yehi run out of the building in his full gear, get into a car to go to the WrestleCon venue to wrestle that night, and he's still dripping sweat. And we walk by him like, "Hey, great match, Fred." And he goes, "Oh, thanks." And
Don't remember any of that.
he drove from Castleberry to Orlando International Drive, which is probably a good 30 minutes away, including traffic, in his full gear, still dripping sweat, like
Ready to go.
And then we drove from Pancakes and File Drivers in Orlando to Lakeland to go to the ROH show.
Do you remember we went to the wrong hotel first for that match? For that show?
No, we didn't go to the wrong hotel. We
Where
went
did we
went to actual WrestleCon.
Oh, that's what it was. We went to the wrong
Yes.
spot completely.
Yes. We went to the convention center instead of the hotel. That's the thing.
We have to do a show one time just reviewing that whole weekend. It was a great one. So anyway, back to this Sting spot right here. My problem with this was after Sting walked away, what was stopping Team Taz from just running down there again and beating the shit out of Cody? Just like, all right, he's gone. We can go back out now. Like, what was stopping that?
That's why there had to be a spot on the apron. I mean, on the entranceway.
Yeah, there was nothing there. There was nothing there stopping it.
Sting had to chase him away. That was my biggest. That's why I said I didn't like this show. It made no sense.
I get you. So then we go backstage with Officer Bar Brady again with Miro. And Miro,
Officer Bar Brady.
Apparently Miro's fined like $75,000 for beating up wrestlers because I don't know, that's what the fuck they do. And the interview just felt like so scripted when Bar Brady was like, "What about the people in the hospital?"
Well, no, he didn't beat up wrestlers. It was officials.
They're indie guys. Okay. Like, that's what these guys are brought in for. They're spot monkeys.
But here's my thing though: is
AEW
why was
fucking full of them?
Why was Miro wearing an old like Biggie Smalls sweater?
The guy, I don't know what he's dressing like, but he fucking looks ridiculous sometimes. But
I mean,
when Bar Brady's like, "What about the people in the hospital?" And I was like, "Dude, can this be any more scripted?"
What about the people in the hospital? Well, they have COVID, so sorry.
Yeah, Miro beat them up. They died of COVID.
Yeah.
So Kingston to the ring with a hot mic. This segment bothered me.
Again, it didn't make sense.
This segment bothered. Who's the heels and who's the faces? Well, let's get to it first. Kingston comes out, says he hates God, says he hates Pac. Trick question there. Pac and God are the same person.
Apparently. Oh, by the way, you just reminded me. Sorry. You said Pac, and I thought of Pac, how like his physical form, like how like chiseled he is.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to that Inner Circle promo, the backstage, how good did Chris Jericho look standing there with no shirt on, like a 50-year-old man? Like,
yeah,
he was chiseled. He had abs, like he did like 1,000 crunches, but right before the TV went live.
1001.
Yeah. 1002. He was just standing there, and he was either that or they're spray tanning, like they're putting a 6-pack, like the elastic like 6-pack can holders, and they're spray tanning around it.
Have you seen? Did you see the picture of him dressed up when he was like, "It's my nephew's birthday, so I'm dressing like I was when I was 18," and he looked like he was getting ready to go to a bowling alley to meet some fucking guy named Chuck. Like he looked like a fucking 40-year-old woman. It was ridiculous. Like I understand Def Leppard and Led Zeppelin was a thing, but let's calm the fuck down, man. So we have.
By the way, our next sponsor is going to be Funky Buddha Hard Seltzer.
If you can fucking land them. You have Kingston come out. He goes to call out Pac. Then he goes to call out Archer. Archer rushes the ring, hits Kingston. And then you have Butcher and Blade come in. They get the 3-on-1. And then Rey Fenix and Penta El Cerro come in, make it 3-on-3. So now you have 6 heels in the ring at one time, but 3 are playing babyface. And I'm assuming the 3 that are playing babyface are Archer, Phoenix, and Cerro, right?
Yep.
Those are your baby faces.
Yep.
And the whole time Kingston was talking before everybody came out, he was talking about how Pac is on the sideline, Pac's injured, blah, blah, hurt his neck, he's back across the pond. But Pac comes running out, blah, blah. The one thing that always got to me, and Stone Cold always, and I've heard Stone Cold say this in a podcast before, and Stone Cold said, if you have something to say, pick the fucking mic up and say it. Don't yell it. Pick up a mic. Let people fucking hear you talk. And Pac is just yelling things. And it's like, dude, you're cutting a promo. Get on the microphone and cut the promo.
Well, I don't agree that Stone Cold said it on a podcast that's legitimate, because he didn't say it on this one.
You're correct. He said on that bootleg podcast. You know what the funny part was? I'm thinking of
it's on that network. Oh, sorry, network.
You know what's funny is I'm actually remembering now who he was talking to when he was saying it, and it was Dean Ambrose. The worst podcast they've ever had on the network was Dean Ambrose and Stone Cold,
because he didn't want to be there.
No, and Stone Cold kept bringing up like his horrible fucking life that he had, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, it sucked."
Right.
If you've never watched that podcast, it's so fucking cringe throughout the whole thing. About 35 minutes in, Moxley finally comes around and starts talking to him. But for the first like 30 minutes, it was very just like, yeah, so you grew up in like a hard town, huh? And he's like, yeah, man, it fucking sucked. So your mom wasn't there? No, she wasn't. Mox, fucking feed something, man. Give me a clothesline, something.
Well, like, I know this is gonna get off topic here, but you go back to like hard times and hard life and everything like that.
Hard times, daddy.
You know what was actually a really good movie they just watched? It was on Disney Plus. It's called Safety. It was actually really, really good. About the Clemson football player that took in his brother because his mom's a drug addict and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It was actually very, very good. I actually shed a tear a little bit.
Nice.
So I know it was off topic, but
segue. On this episode, we teach you how not to do segues. On next episode, Omega tells you not how to do a hot tag.
Segue, our next sponsor is going to be Vagisil.
What? Speaking of sponsors, M&J Ecological.
Don't put it out with your boot, Ted.
God dang it, woman. Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me how to do my business, devil woman.
Was that Billy Madison? That was Billy
Madison. He called the shit poop.
M&J Ecological. 305-697-2258. Make sure you guys give Marcus a call. Any of your rodent critter needs that you have. 305-697-2258. All right. So let's move backstage with Dasha and Blue Dust. And the first thing she says was, hey, as I'm repeating this show and as I'm going through this show, this isn't what Dasha was saying, that's what I'm saying. As I'm going through the show kind of fucking sucked. Dasha backstage with Blue Dust, and she's like, oh, so the offer from Dark Order, and he goes, Dasha, 7 was a horrible thing years ago, and it's a horrible thing now, and I'm gonna beat Evil Uno's ass. He's starting to sound like Vince McMahon.
No, he's starting to sound like Goldust. Remember when Goldust
where he's like, ass.
When he got electrocuted and he was like, ass.
So you think Blue Dust and Gold Dust are the same person?
Oh
man. I hope the camera picked that up. So yeah, you have Dasha backstage with Blue Dust. He's gonna take out Evil Uno next week. I'm pretty sure you already know who won that match, so we're not even gonna say it.
Yeah, Blue Dust won, and then after the match, he beat up Evil Uno because Evil Uno asked him to join the Dark Order again.
Why do you do this? Why are you the way you are?
I was born like this.
All right, go ahead. 12-man tag is yours.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
Yep, because I'm going to get a bottle of water. Blue man.
Nope.
12-man tag is yours.
No, this is the worst match ever. Like, I don't understand why you have You have 3 tag teams going up against Inner Circle. You have Best Friends, Top Flight, and Varsity Blondes. If you really want to get action out of them, you should have set up a triple threat to go Best Friends, Top Flight, and Varsity Blondes. I think that would have been a better match. I think the Inner Circle all in a tag with Pride and Powerful, Hager, MJF, and Jericho, and Guevara, it doesn't equate to anything for me, at least. It just didn't mesh well. Let's just say that. Yeah, and my counterpart is not at the screen. I think he had to go apply the next sponsor's ointment on. I think he was getting some kind of rash. Oh, there he is.
What's up, guys?
I was just telling our esteemed fans that I do not like this match because you have 3 really good tag teams in.
I heard you the whole time. I heard you the whole time. All right, so you didn't like the match, but can we talk about spots in the match?
Go ahead.
First spot, seeing Brian Pillman Jr. and Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Blast from the past feel?
Not too much.
No, you didn't feel it?
No, it was not that it's not that I didn't feel it. It's just the fact that you didn't see a lot of Brian Pillman and Jericho back in the day.
Yeah.
I think it was for namesake.
Both were students of the dungeon.
Right. So it really wasn't a blast in the past per se, but I just think, like I was saying, Inner Circle in a 6-man doesn't seem right to me.
Mm-mm.
If you really wanted, like I said, if you really wanted a good match, you put Best Friends, Top Flight, and Varsity Blondes in a 3-way. Or if you wanted to go 4-way, you put Pride and Powerful there.
Who comes out on top of that? For me, it's Top Flight.
No.
I am falling.
You still have the same ending. You still have the same ending. Have Jericho come out and hit him with the bat, and then you still have the same ending. You just have Pride and Powerful go over.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but are you not falling in love with Top Flight? Because I think they're absolutely amazing.
Oh no, I am. It's just I just didn't see the need for this match.
No, well, it was JR's favorite match. You couldn't tell?
Yeah, because he had a lot to say about this match.
Heels and faces, they all get over there like little quails. He said quails, by the way. He did not say coils. I don't know where coils came from or who quoted that, but it's quails because that's what quails do. Quails munch together. He said they all get over there and they all get together like little quails, and then they're all here to catch some flying jackass that doesn't even hit the finishing move. So, I don't know. Garrison takes the pin. It doesn't make Varsity Blondes look weak? I don't think it does.
It makes everybody in that tag match that lost look weak.
Okay, we'll go with that.
If that makes sense.
Well, I mean, you're going to be excited because, guess what's up next? Your buddy Officer Bar Brady's back on TV.
Yay.
Move along, children. Nothing to see here. He's back with Thunder Rosa.
I sense danger.
You have Officer Bar Brady backstage with Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa just absolutely going crazy backstage, and I don't get it. But Britt Baker comes in, and Britt Baker hits her with the lock.
You got a glimpse of Rebel in leather pants. You caught a glimpse of her in leather pants, and she is slimmed down.
She's hot. Hold on, I have to look at her. I have to look at her Twitter really quick. Is it Reba or Rebel?
It's both.
Her Twitter handle says Rebel, not Reba.
I said Rebel before. You said Reba.
That's her Twitter handle. Rebel, not Reba. Am I gonna get sued for showing that, Cody? Am I? So anyway, Rebel Rebel comes backstage and she interrupts Britt Baker, or she interrupts Thunder Rosa. Britt Baker attacks Thunder Rosa from behind, puts her in a lockjaw, which is probably one of my. Again, I've said this before. Finishing moves need to kind of fit the person. Perry Saturn had the rings of Saturn that fit his character. She has the lockjaw, which is another version of the rings of Saturn, but she has the lockjaw, which fits her dentist character. People don't have
Crossroads.
Yeah, people don't have fucking Crossroads. Cody Rhodes, Crossroads. That's a finisher, or the Cody Cutter now. That's how he beat Angelico tonight with the Cody Cutter. Finishing moves need to,
Judas effect.
Yeah, MJF, Salt to the Earth. People like Wardlow with an F10. You're just slowly trying to rip off Brock Lesnar's F5, which disappoints me because Wardlow.
Wait, are you saying that MJF finisher fits him?
Yeah, the Salt to the Earth.
No, I think you're misconstruing what you're arguing.
How the fuck am I arguing? Shut up, Joe. No, you shut up, Joe.
Because I think you're sitting here saying like the names of their finishers should go off their gimmick. Lockjaw, she's a dentist. Crossroads, his last name's Rhodes. Now you're saying Salt of the Earth and MJF. By the way, another thing. When I was watching that CZW show last night, MJF was on there, but he was just doing a vignette, like a promo. And back in 2017, his name was MJF Maxwell Jacob Feinstein.
Feinstein?
Swear to you. Swear to God.
Sounds like my lawyer.
Swear to God.
Well, my lawyer was Fenstershad. He's no longer here.
He retired.
It's not a work, man. It was a shoot. Literally.
Hold on. Hold the mic and pick this up.
Oh, you're a dick. So we move into your other favorite match of the night: SCU versus Acclaimed.
First off, the best thing about this match is when the Acclaim came out and they pulled out the nickel buck CD.
Not even my favorite part. My favorite part was when they go, Christopher Daniels, call him CD because he's a played out format. Yeah, I was like, yo.
But at the same time, he had the Nickelbuck CD.
I didn't even see it. I didn't.
I'm like, what?
I'm just so happy for the name, or how the line that he said. And then you have Kazarian coming on, and
it was actually pretty good.
You can rap, but that was crap. Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm gonna kick your ass, and it was just. And then Acclaim win the match. I don't believe this was a bury on SCU. I believe this was perfect. I think this is a perfect match by SCU because they look good and they put the talent over. You put over the young guys. I don't think that's a bury on SCU.
They put them over. The Acclaim didn't put themselves over.
No,
they didn't, because of the fact that they didn't look good. And everyone in associated with the match was trying to put them over. You had JR talking about the guy's dad playing tight end in the NFL. Him talking about the one guy was a college baseball standout, and everything like that. CD and Kazarian taking all the bumps and everything like that. I just think the Acclaimed look really slow in the ring.
What are your thoughts on that guy, Michael Bolden, is it? Because he's a champ in some other indie places right now still. He's like still champion there. Like, what are your thoughts on him? Do you like him as a wrestler?
Is he the one that got the pin?
Yes.
Is he the smaller one?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I'm almost positive he's isn't he House of Glory's champion?
I believe so. He's the one that wasn't rapping when they came out.
I think he's the House of Glory champion.
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah, I like the guy. I think he's good. And then they pulled out the one word that I didn't think you could say on any television anywhere. I don't care what television you're on. I don't know who the fuck you think you are.
If he would have made it now, if he would have said, like, rhymed it and somehow like made it like corny cuck, oh, they would have been my favorite tag team of all time. They would have leaped above the Brainbusters. It would have been like the Acclaimed and the Brainbusters.
I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to think of a rap, but
If they would have
not
just been
coming.
like, if they would have been like, oh, you know, you're nothing but corny. Your shit is corny. That's why you're a cuck. Like something like that.
Yeah, that would have played well with it. That would have played well with it.
Because I would have picked up on it. I would have been like, oh.
Yeah, we were talking. So then we moved backstage after that. We moved backstage with Top Flight, backstage with Dasha, and they're calling out MJF and Jericho. I don't know. I like Top Flight. I don't know if Jericho and MJF are the proper two guys for them to wrestle.
Well, it's the same thing what we just talked about with the Acclaim and SCU. You're gonna have two veterans that are gonna put over the young talent.
MJF still considered a veteran? Or is he not even hit his prime yet?
No, he's a veteran. I'm not saying veteran like old timers. Like he's been wrestling longer than the 19-year-old. Let's just say that.
I understand that, but MJF taking a loss next week wouldn't look good for him.
I didn't say they were gonna take a loss.
I don't think they're gonna take a loss, but
I didn't say they were. I didn't say they were.
All right, so we're getting MJF won next week. Okay, ooh, you ruined it. Congratulations, you're a fucking cuck. You're a cuck.
Yes. I didn't say yes they lost. I didn't say yes they won. I just said they're gonna put them over.
Yeah. So all right, so we have MJF and Jericho next week booked, and then we have the Acclaimed versus Young Bucks booked next week as well. We move into, I believe it was the Evilise match. Evilise and Diamante versus Swole and Serena Dweeb.
Do we have to?
For respect that we have connections to Diamante. Yes. However, I will say that actually, you know what? No. And it's not because we're disrespecting Diamante. It's because we're respecting her character and saying that she should not have been part of this match and this shit show. I like her in Evilise. I think this is not a good spot for them. If it had nothing, the problem is this Shaq fucking storyline disappeared so goddamn quickly and so overshadowed by Sting that I think Tony Khan was like, oh my God, I have all this goodies and I just want to give it to everybody right now. And he doesn't know how to book.
Could Shaq appoint Sting as his like hitman?
That's a good possibility, but there's nothing into that story. And that's the issue is this whole story started with Brandy getting her arm broke by Jay Cargill and then them jumping Red Velvet because Red Velvet's Brandy's girl. And now you have basically just this, I don't know. It's really weird. It's like a Nyla Jax. And
I can tell you what it is. I can tell you exactly what it is. First off, it's not Nia Jax.
It's Rose. I know.
Okay. I can tell you what it is. What's wrong with the women's division in AEW? They're missing Chris Statlander and they're missing Riho.
Really? Those fucking two are what held it together? Because I thought the women's division in this fucking show has been god awful since the day it started.
No, you're gonna tell me that Chris Statlander did
trash.
Didn't do anything for you in a women's match.
Trash. Absolute trash. I cannot believe a grown ass woman is an alien. Trash. Just like Dino Dickhead, who comes out a grown ass man.
He's a fucking dinosaur.
You're a fucking dinosaur. Okay.
If Barney is purple and you watched him and you saying I love you, you love me, I'm gonna go pee pee in the corner.
I was 3 years old.
You still believe he was a dinosaur?
I was 3 years old. Okay.
And you had that deaf kid that had the hearing aids that always like, oh yeah, I can talk to a dinosaur, but I can't fucking hear you.
No, look, man, I'm not playing this shit. Chris Statlander was garbage. The one thing I'll give AEW is they have the tag team division on lock. They have the best tag teams in the world in AEW. WWE is hurting for tag teams. Okay.
WWE is hurting for a lot of things, and that's called viewership.
They're not hurting for women wrestlers. I can tell you that.
But no one can see it because they don't have viewers.
Because their booking is horrible. That's not their problem. That's the booking is not the problem of the wrestlers.
So you're gonna tell me that Shida versus Chris Statlander wouldn't do anything for you.
Garbage.
No, you are crazy, bro. You are crazy.
Garbage. I cannot get behind this fucking girl. I need my home planet. You're from fucking Earth, you moron.
And you couldn't tell me that Shida versus Riho about 8 months ago wasn't the best women's match ever.
No.
You're
Chris,
nuts. You're nuts.
Chris, we grew up in a time of fucking Max Moon and these fucking The Goon, these cartoons. That's what we grew up on. And that's what we're back to again. I'm a grown ass man. I cannot
We're not talking about those. We're talking about women wrestling right now.
Okay, so let's talk, but you're talking about characters.
I'm not talking about characters.
Chris Statlander's a fucking character.
No, I'm not talking about the character.
Chris Statlander can be the greatest wrestler in the world. I cannot get past her as a character.
Okay, that's on you. I'm talking about the actual workmanship in the ring.
Trash. She's trash until she admits she's like, I'm a human. Trash.
See, exactly. So you can't get past the character. But in the ring, she puts on the best women's matches in AEW.
Trash. Anyway, okay. I'm not getting into this. She's trash.
And you think Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez are the best?
Amazing.
See, exactly.
Rhea Ripley's got great workers. Is a great worker.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't think Rhea Ripley's a good worker?
Mm-mm.
Wow. I think we might have to start talking about the future of this show.
Oh, I mean, I've got another podcast to record after this. So.
Oh, do you? With those fucking losers up in Pensacola?
Don't talk about my friends like that. Okay.
Fuck you. All right. All right. So we're moving to best friends cutting a promo backstage.
Our show is called the Paradox Wrestling Podcast. PWP.
Copyright infringement. I'm taking you to court.
It's actually a fireball coming into a tank.
Oh, is that what it is? Best friends cut a promo backstage, and you can tell they were lost throughout the whole promo. They didn't know how to talk. They didn't know what to sell. They didn't know what they were selling.
But how fire is that shirt, though?
The shirt looks dope, but you have 30 seconds to tell everybody why they need to watch next week. And all Trent kept doing was just watch next week. Just watch next week. You'll see next week. Just watch. And it's like, watch what?
The shirt is fire. The shirt's fire, though.
Congratulations. How you can't get past the shirt is how I can't get past Chris Statlander's sorry-ass character.
Actually, I didn't watch the promo. I just saw the shirt, and I fast-forwarded through the promo.
Exactly.
Because you know how I am with promos.
You didn't fast-forward through FTR, did you?
No, I did not.
Dude, they were fucking came out hot. It was believable. It was quick cut. It felt real when they talked.
Mm-hmm.
We're being pushed aside for a fucking clown who thinks he's a goddamn dinosaur. I felt it. I felt it was real. I love that promo. They didn't come out on a microphone. They didn't give a fuck if nobody heard them in the stands in the arena. All they cared about was getting their message across on TV, and that's what mattered. Did you like it? You liked the promo. I know you did.
No, I did. I did.
I know you did. So then we have your boy, Nutella, Alex Ocean's favorite wrestler, versus what's become my favorite wrestler. I fucking love this version of Kenny Omega. Is so much better than what I've been asking for. It's better than Japan. It's better than all the bullshit he did here in America. This Omega is absolutely amazing.
I would have liked it more if Don Callis didn't grab the microphone and talk during it.
What? That was the best part?
No, I would have liked it and not call the moves. I would have liked him to grab the mic and say, "Oh, this man can do everything, and he can even call his own match." Instead of Callis having a microphone and then Omega having a microphone too.
I liked it for the sole purpose that Callis you didn't like it, and that's what people didn't like. They were like, "Oh, I didn't like Callis on the microphone." Callis doing that is what's good for his character. He just wants people to be pissed off at him. He's playing the character. He's getting the heat.
So fans, remember about 5 minutes ago when he couldn't get past Chris Statlander's character, but now he loves the character Don Callis is doing by talking over the match, and instead of just letting Kenny Omega call his own spots, he talks over him.
Because Omega didn't know how to call his own spots.
He said, "Oh, listen to this audio," and he puts the mic down and he hits him with a cookie sheet, and Don Callis is talking over it.
But Callis kept asking him. Callis is like, "What are you gonna do next, kid? What are you gonna do next, kid?" And Omega's just like, sound like fucking Vinicius out there.
Yeah, well, because he's in a wrestling match.
It's a work, Daddy.
He's in a wrestling match.
Do you like the combination of Callis and Omega?
I do, but I don't like him talking during the match. I can tell you right now that the mic sitting on the apron, when he hits him with the cookie sheet, Joey Janela turns around to him and says, "You hit me too hard."
Did he?
Yeah. Because he looked back. He looked back at him and goes, hello, like, and then rolled into the ring, like.
Well, first of all, did you see the spot where he tried to throw Janela in the ring and Janela just like kind of plopped against the ring and he didn't realize the timing of it, that he was supposed to get back in the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, fell over.
I mean, I liked the match. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was awesome. It was exactly what it needed to be. It should not have been competitive in one bit or sense of the form. You had one offensive move or two offensive moves from Janela. You had I thought it was funny as fuck. The whole fucking trash can to the nose, just like right the front of the match. Mm-hmm. I thought that was great. I always like those spots where they bounce something off someone's face, because you really can't play that. You have to take that fucking hit. Mm-hmm. And do you remember the ALS Ice Bucket challenges a while back? Do you remember that? When it was really hot. And Seth Rollins is champ, and he's like cutting a promo, and this is like old school Dean. And Dean like throws the ice bucket on him, and Seth Rollins turns around. He's like, and Mox is just standing there. He's like, "What? It's for charity." And he fucking takes the bucket and bounces it off right out the fucking nose of right off of fucking Rollins' nose. It's so weird to say their names together now because they just don't do it anymore. But yeah, man, when you take a bump like that, it's bouncing right off the fucking front of your face. Like, I don't know how they don't get a tear. My kid flicks me in the nose and I start crying. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And Janela doing that leg drop off the top rope onto the table
looked dangerous.
Because he had to jump over the post.
Yep, and he didn't know where he was landing. He just knew he was landing on the table, and if you looked, his whole fucking leg came across Omega's face, and that's why Omega turned like right away. So I can't wait to hear what Corny has to say about that fucking match. He's gonna love it. He's like, Omega beat up fucking. It's funny because he hates Omega and he hates Joey Janela. I know you don't listen to him, but he fucking hates finger McBang Tootie Pants.
I don't know. I'd rather watch paint dry or go to a Special Olympic track meet than listen to
ever watch a Joey Janela match. I hear you.
No, Jimmy Cornette.
No, Janela.
I mean, I'd rather watch amputee porn than listen to Jim Cornette.
You know what gets me, and it cracks me up every time?
Amputee porn? Okay, yeah, no, I can see.
It gets me that people in the wrestling world, you can choose to ignore somebody and just not even let it bother you, right? Janela, every chance he gets, he is talking about Cornette.
Because every chance that Cornette gets, he talks about Janela.
If you listen to the show, he really doesn't. He'll talk about Janela for his 5 little minutes and say, "You fucking suck at what you do," and then walk away. But every time we see...
Okay, here. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you just sat there and said, oh, he doesn't really talk about him. He takes 5 minutes out of his show, talks about him, and then walks away from it. You can't do that. You can't do that. Because you can't say that he doesn't talk about Joey Janela.
He talks about him for 5 minutes out of a 2-hour show.
But he still talks about him every show.
Every show that he's on.
So every show he's on.
Every time Janela gets on the show, right? Every time Janela's on AEW, Cornette reviews those matches.
Right.
Cornette's not going out of his way going, fuck Joey Janela, fuck Joey Janela. No. It's when Joey Janela gets on TV and does the stupid shit that he does and doesn't know how to fucking work. That's when Cornette goes after him.
So he still slanders him though. Instead of overlooking, instead of just going like
I fucking slander Janela. I would love for Janela to ever step to me. I'll beat his ass like fucking Enzo Amore.
But
right?
Instead of taking
if I ever see that fucking guy at an Outback somewhere, I'm putting a fork in the back of his fucking head. Tell me it's fake now.
So instead of saying, "Oh, Joey Janela, we all know how this match is gonna end," you know, it's a blah 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 blah, and then passing over it, just like we do with the Big Swole matches, he continues to go on for 5 minutes.
Of course.
Got you. So Joey Janela cannot have a comeback for it.
Every time Janela gets on a microphone, he's like, Cornette. So you're letting this guy live rent free in your head. And now, whenever people see Janela, they go, oh, what's he going to say about Cornette this time? And then the best part is now everybody who sees Janela and they hear what he has to say, they run to Cornette's podcast and they go, oh, what's Cornette going to say? And they listen to the whole podcast for 5 minutes for Janela or for Cornette to say, fuck you, Janela. So now you're just getting those viewers onto Cornette. So yeah, keep doing that, Janela. Good job. Doing a great job at it.
My biggest concern with Jimmy Cornette is what has he done for wrestling lately?
He hasn't done shit because he's not a part of the shit show no more.
Because he was asked to leave.
He wasn't asked to leave. He was kicked off because he made a reference of Murdoch in NWA saying he could ride across the Ethiopian plains with stake attached to his back. That's how brave he is. And people are like, yeah, it's not funny. There are people starving in Ethiopia.
It's pretty much a racist remark too, because I don't think Ethiopians eat meat.
Might be.
I think it's against their religion to eat meat, actually. So,
but no, Cornette's God in my world. All right.
To each your own.
To eat my own what?
I said to each your own.
What do I have to eat? Not your beef jerky.
Obviously. I said each. To each your own.
You know, I still want my beef jerky.
Well, you're not getting it.
Why not?
Because you fucking suck.
Because I don't like Chris Statlander?
No.
Is Chris Statlander going to get beef jerky?
Because I had to wait 24 hours to do this show.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. What do you want, Twitter? See who else is retweeting us? Because we've been blowing up.
No, I'm not.
Well, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you didn't. We didn't even talk about how it ended.
Well, I'm waiting for you.
Pac comes out and he gets on the mic and he goes, Phoenix was never lost in the number one contenders tournament. So he has to face Omega at the December 30th show.
Yep.
Why? I don't.
Because Phoenix won against Penta El Cerro, but then he got injured. So it all plays into that story of covering up all the fucking asterisks inside the tournament. That's all it is. I got it. I didn't want to get it, but I got it. I understand what you're saying. I get it.
So does anybody really think that Phoenix is going to win?
No. There's not going to be a believable contender for the next year for Omega. He will be the longest reigning AEW champion. That's what it's going to be. And essentially, he's going to turn on Callis and tell Callis, I never needed you. You're nobody to me. That's going to write Callis off TV. And because I'm pretty sure at this point, Callis, his contract with TNA is coming up. He's going to sign with AEW for at least a year and then go from there. We're going to have one strong year run. And then he's going to tell Callis, I never needed you. This is all me. I did it on my own. And then Callis is going to cost him the title. And Callis disappears off TV. And Omega loses the championship.
What happens? What happens if Ethan Page shows up on the New Year's Eve show and cost Phoenix to lose?
That'd be kind of cool. Does Ethan Page and Callis have a relationship on TV?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. I don't watch TNA, so I'm not entirely sure.
No.
And according to Tony Schiavone calling us, dude, can we talk about Tony Schiavone really quick? Kiss my ass. Get out of here.
And then he apologized for talking like that.
Yeah, the guy said "son of a bitch" a couple weeks ago, or bullshit a couple weeks ago. He said bullshit, and now he's telling people to kiss his ass. Tony Schiavone, Schiavone, you're rubbing off on me. It's Stang.
But everyone doesn't listen to, I guess, his podcast when he goes, "Fuck you, Conrad." No. But he has to apologize to JR for saying, "Sorry, I had to talk like that."
A shitty barista. Why did my Siri just turn on? I said shitty barista. Anyway, I said shitty barista, and it showed me a picture of Tony Khan. Look at that. That's weird. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you for tuning in Wrestling Paradox Podcast. Yes, real quick, we will not be here next week. We will be airing a taped show. They're all taped.
No, we're live, pal.
We're live, pal. I don't know shit, cry baby. That's my favorite saying from Sid Vicious.
It's softball season.
If you don't know the story of Sid Vicious softball, you gotta look it up. All right, Chris, that's it.
That is it.
You just want to say it?
Something stupid.